It's all covered in today's China Truths.
Are you still thinking of coming to Shenzhen? Look around. Someone is sleeping right here on the pavement. It's barely 10 degrees, the wind is cutting through my jacket, and it's only 10 p.m. I'm shivering just standing here, and he's lying on the cold ground with nothing but a thin blanket. The wind is so strong it's lifting cardboard sheets off the floor. Are you sure you still want to come to Shenzhen? It's brutal out here. I don't even know what to say anymore. I honestly feel scared for you. Please, maybe it's better to go home while you can. Shenzhen was once the dreamland of countless young people, a symbol of speed, ambition, and miracles. But with foreign companies pulling out, Taiwanese factories shutting down, and supply chains collapsing, the city has been hit harder than anyone expected. Manufacturing is shrinking at record speed, service industries are hollowing out, and the once glittering skyline now hides a much darker reality. Factories have closed their doors, unemployment is surging, and thousands who once worked overtime shifts are now sleeping in bus stations, under bridges, or on cold concrete floors. The streets tell the story before any government report does. Once crowded pedestrian zones are now half empty. Subway trains that used to squeeze passengers like sardines now have entire carriages with no one inside. Office towers in the CBD, Futian, Nanshan, even Luohu, stand tall but empty, turning into ghost headquarters. Even international chains couldn't survive. In Futian, multiple Starbucks and McDonald's outlets quietly shut down, withdrawing from the Chinese market as the foot traffic dried up. Videos from locals show heartbreaking nighttime scenes. Rows of people sleeping on flattened cardboard boxes at Longhua bus station. Men curled up under park pavilions. Women resting behind shopping centers with all their belongings in a single plastic bag. One middle-aged man, interviewed on the street, said he has wandered Shenzhen for over 20 years and now sleeps under bridges or in parks almost every night. "This place used to be alive," he said. "Now it feels like the city is fading away." Shenzhen once represented the beating heart of Shenzhen's factory boom. Every evening the streets would overflow with workers grabbing snacks, chatting, or rushing home after a long shift. But today, empty sidewalks, darkened storefronts, and a chilling silence. "The era is over," a local murmured. "The prosperity is gone. What remains is sadness and memories." In some neighborhoods, half-demolished housing projects stand abandoned. Demolition plans stalled midway, leaving original residents displaced without compensation. Shops closed, landlords lost income, and entire blocks look frozen in time, too broken to repair, too costly to rebuild. "It's tragic," one villager said. "We were told to move. They tore everything down, and then they just stopped." A programmer in Nanshan has spent 3 years living in his car, not because he's jobless, but because renting even a tiny room in Shenzhen consumed his salary. "Less than 10 square meters for over 2,000 yuan, no bathroom," he said. So he turned his car into his home. Each night he parks by the seaside, folds the seats, lays a mattress, and sleeps, just 6 yuan for parking. He showers at the gym, uses public restrooms, and eats near his office. From Monday to Thursday, he lives like this. Every Friday he drives 300 kilometers back to Yangjiang to see his family. The sacrifice paid off. He saved nearly 100,000 yuan in 3 years. "Buying a home in Shenzhen? Impossible," he laughed. His viral car life videos resonate not because the lifestyle is admirable, but because many realize when even programmers sleep in cars, something is deeply wrong. And then there's Luohu Dongmen, Shenzhen's old symbol of prosperity. A place where crowds once stretched from street to street, where gold jewelry shops once sold at sky-high prices. The contrast today is shocking. "It's almost 1 p.m., a blogger filmed. "Look, just look. 10 years ago, you couldn't take a step without bumping into someone. Now, a few scattered pedestrians. That's it." He pointed to a familiar storefront and said, "Back then, this space sold for 1.32 million yuan per square meter. Someone even paid 120 million yuan to buy a single Chow Tai Fook store here. That was the height of Shenzhen's golden age. And now, look at it. The glow is gone. Dreams built over decades are fading in just a few years. Many say Shenzhen is entering a new era, not of miracles, but of decline, silence, and survival. The future that once felt limitless has become a question mark. But the golden days are gone. Anyone who knew this street in its prime would be shocked at what it has become. Foot traffic has thinned drastically, many storefronts sit empty, and rents have plunged to levels no one could have imagined. The blogger casually asked a shop owner about the current rent, and when she heard 75,000 yuan a month, she froze. Just a few years ago, a space here cost between 200,000 and 300,000 yuan per month, even higher during peak seasons. Now the same shops can't even find tenants. The sudden collapse in rent made her sigh. This street used to shine. Now it's just fading. This same blogger has been unemployed for a month and a half. Every day she debates whether she should return home early for the new year or stay in Shenzhen to keep searching for a job. The uncertainty is suffocating. Staying means burning money, leaving feels like giving up the fight. She recalled a recent conversation with a friend, one that felt like a lifeline. My friend told me she was unemployed for an entire year last year. She was still sending out resumes even as Chinese New Year approached. And then, right before the holiday, she finally got a clerical job at Huawei. She said the end of the year is actually when the most positions open, because many people quit or switch jobs. If you endure those tough weeks, your chances rise dramatically. Her friend's experience snapped her out of her hesitation. I was torn about whether to leave early and try again after the new year, but what if opportunities are even harder to find later? There's still time before the holiday. Why not fight a few more rounds? She updated her resume, applied to several companies she genuinely liked, and promised herself to keep going. Maybe the next application could be the turning point. Who knows? No path in life is truly wasted. But the emotional burden in Shenzhen is heavier than just personal job struggles. One viral rant captured the city's mood perfectly. Do you know what Shenzhen is like now? Fruit sellers are crying, vegetable sellers are crying, people selling meat are crying, people selling clothes are crying, hardware sellers are crying, restaurant owners are crying, food delivery riders are crying, Didi drivers are crying. And we in real estate? We're crying even harder. Tell me, what industry in this city isn't crying right now? The blogger, Sister Breaking News Shenzhen, has spent years documenting the city's rise and fall. She believes Shenzhen's explosive growth, from a fishing village to a global powerhouse, was built on the backbone of Taiwanese factories, foreign invested supply chains, and massive manufacturing ecosystems. Now that many of these companies are retreating or relocating overseas, the foundation is collapsing. Industrial zones in Longhua, Bao'an, and Pingshan, once buzzing with lights and machinery, now feel abandoned. Entire Taiwanese-run complexes have packed up and moved their equipment to Vietnam, India, Indonesia, and beyond. With each relocation, thousands of workers lose not only their jobs, but the future they once believed Shenzhen promised. Outside Luohu Square, migrant workers who can't find jobs sleep wherever they can, on benches, at bus stops, under pedestrian bridges. At night, the Futian CBD transforms into a hidden city of cardboard beds. Under metro entrances, behind office towers, beneath overpasses, people curl up for warmth. Unemployed programmers, delivery riders, factory workers, security guards. During the day, they hunt for jobs. At night, they fight for a place to sleep. Some survive on instant noodles and tap water, saving every yuan because they don't know what tomorrow will bring. Sister Breaking News looked around and sighed. This isn't an international metropolis anymore. This is a modern-day crisis zone. High prices, high pressure, high unemployment, and low hope, low wages, low security. Shenzhen is dying, but the authorities refuse to admit it. They cling to the shell of the city, trapping people in place. You can't leave, you can't run, you can't complain, and you definitely can't tell anyone the truth. One male blogger even posted a survival guide teaching newcomers how to sleep for free in Shenzhen without being discovered. His method sounded almost absurd, but it reflects how desperate the situation has become. In a city once praised as China's most futuristic metropolis, people now trade tips for where to sleep indoors without paying a cent. The contrast is heartbreaking, and it tells a story louder than any headline. Yu Manglong was not an ordinary man. He grew up to become a figure whose life and untimely death captured the attention of millions. Yet his tragic passing left the hearts of countless people shattered, especially parents who felt a profound sense of loss. The Yu Manglong case has become more than a story. It has shaken the collective consciousness of the Chinese people. Many were suddenly confronted with historical events, hidden truths, and figures they had never known before, awakening a deep, unsettling awareness. In a society where public figures can vanish or die without justice, ordinary citizens can only feel powerless, anxious, and fearful about their own futures. Across social media, netizens have warned that if public opinion fails to demand accountability now, abuses may escalate unchecked. If you are attractive, you become a plaything. If you are healthy, you are treated as disposable. One comment read, "Even if you are neither, your social security can be drained, your labor exploited, and there is no way out." Another chilling reflection said, "We are not fighting for Yu Manglong. He is fighting for us. We are fighting so that we ourselves will not be reduced to mere flesh and blood." The sheer intensity of the public reaction reflects the fear, anger, and empathy that this case has stirred nationwide. The circumstances surrounding Yu Manglong's death remain deeply disturbing. According to reports, he was sent to a private hospital rather than a public facility, raising serious questions about the severity of injuries he sustained and the treatment he received. Speculations about mysterious medical irregularities and potentially unlawful practices have emerged, prompting discussions about the possible mishandling of his care. Many details from that time are murky, including why Yu Manglong ultimately fell from a building in the Yangguang Shandong neighborhood. Early reports claimed that a friend discovered his body, but did not immediately call emergency services, instead covering him with clothing, a situation that many observers found suspicious. The questions surrounding Yu Manglong's death are deeply disturbing. Reports indicate that he was sent to a private hospital, not a public one, suggesting he had suffered severe abuse. This raises terrifying possibilities, including organ harvesting. Song Zhu, a prominent Chinese entertainment commentator known for fearlessly exposing scandals, bravely spoke out on social media in defense of Yu Manglong. As a result, he faced restrictions on Weibo, but he continued to find ways to share information. On November 18th, he published a post that shocked countless netizens, writing, "Bai Zhen was sent into a private White House by a devil. Fans tried to locate the building and the medical staff, demanding justice. They also helped Yu Manglong's mother open a self-media account. She spoke over 100 words, as recorded by netizens." The post was deleted within minutes, but its impact had already rippled through the online community. Unable to post freely, Song Zhu turned to other forms of expression. He performed a song called "A New Wish," urging Yu Manglong's mother to speak up despite the obvious risks. He also shared a quote from philosopher Schopenhauer. "A person's silence is thought. A group's silence is coldness. Everyone's silence is darkness."
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.